There is a circulating story of the FBI wanting to extradite Shatta Wale to the United States. And this particular story is not coming from Yoko, but rather Wicked Blogger GH. Wicked Blogger GH is always the first to reveal the ongoings about Shatta Wale and Yoko Yellow Lamborghini case before Yoko even comes out with updates. Some people believe he either works at the Yoko or has someone in there feeding him with information just to make Shatta Wale look bad before the final judgment. Some people also see his reportage to be full of hates because he claims Shatta Wale's mansion, Rolls Royce and other luxury cars do not belong to him and are not even registered in his name. They are rented to flex on his colleagues that he's richer than them.
Shatta Wale's expensive cars are all supplied to him by Aduboahene, not for purchase purposes, but on a rental basis, and also for washing it off purpose. So basically, Shatta Wale receives a subsidized amount on leased cars from Aduboahene, and then he flexes on his colleague musicians with it, calling them broke and lazy in the process, when in reality, the cars aren't his. The relationship grew beyond leasing cars and flexing with them to washing their dirty money with his brand. Aduboahene, through his behind-the-scenes associate and very corrupt old man Leslie Quaynor of Fantasy Dome, settled on Shatta Wale, and then boom, started purchasing some expensive cars, which include his set Rolls Royce. A move Stonebwoy was very much aware of, and the reason why he attacked Shatta Wale during that radio interview. One thing you should bear in mind is that Shatta Wale cannot register any of these cars under his name, mostly the Rolls Royce, because Aduboahene's legal team would have serious issues with him over breach of contract. The East Legon mansion he claimed to have purchased is also another side of the money laundering and asset concealment he is running for Aduboahene.
And now he's out with the news that the FBI wants to extradite Shatta Wale to the United States. Let's make time to watch the full video.
Customs declaration in his possession that bore the name of Nana Kwabena Amua, who is currently in prison. This document is the direct link the FBI sees between Shatta Wale and Amua. Since the FBI is determined to recover Amua's assets and ensure victims are compensated, this alone could justify a demand for Shatta Wale's extradition. Should that happen, the authorities could launch a full-scale investigation, charging him with conspiracy and possession of stolen goods, which carries a maximum sentence of 5 to 10 years. Given the direct connection through the customs declaration, Shatta Wale cannot easily escape this predicament. Denying the link will not erase the evidence, and it puts him at the center of serious international scrutiny. After days of consulting with top criminal lawyers in New York, who asked to remain anonymous, and discussions with other high-profile lawyers in Ghana, who defend well-known figures, we learned the only possible plan Shatta Wale could follow. Without following this strategy, he risks being shipped to the United States like a bag of cocoa and jailed with no mercy, all to send a public message that the FBI can pursue anyone, even a popular celebrity. Here are the 5 solid strategies the lawyers recommended. These are the only realistic ways Shatta Wale could challenge the FBI's extradition demand through EOCO. Even with these, he still requires a skilled legal team to argue effectively. 1. Proving a legitimate source of income. The strongest defense Shatta Wale can present is to show that the money used to purchase the Lamborghini came directly from his music career and business ventures. His legal team would need to gather proof from concert earnings, endorsement deals, royalties from streaming platforms, and merchandise sales. A financial timeline could illustrate how his earnings accumulated and funded the car purchase. The challenge is that the car's value is very high, and many Ghanaian artists cannot easily justify such a liquid income. Still, with carefully prepared financial statements and evidence from record labels or international tours, his lawyers could argue that the Lamborghini is a reward for years of hard work, not a suspicious luxury. 2. Reframing it as a gift or sponsorship. Another strategy is to claim that the Lamborghini was a gift, sponsorship, or part of a business deal. If Shatta Wale can produce a credible individual, a promoter, business partner, or foreign associate willing to confirm they gave him the car, EOCO would have a harder time tying the vehicle to illicit proceeds. This approach could also reduce FBI scrutiny because the financial trail would lead to someone else. However, the person claiming to have given the car must also demonstrate financial capability. Otherwise, the defense might look staged. 3. Exploiting investigation technicalities. Legal technicalities can be crucial. If Yoko failed to follow proper procedures when seizing assets, freezing accounts, or accessing records, Shatta Wale's lawyers could challenge the legality of the evidence. For example, if the agency accessed bank records without proper authorization or leaked information before filing charges, this could weaken the case significantly. While technicalities don't prove innocence, they can stall proceedings, frustrate investigators, and create opportunities for loopholes that might allow Shatta Wale to walk free. 4. Cooperating to redirect attention. Since the FBI may also be watching for international money flows, cooperation could work in Shatta Wale's favor. By sharing information, names, networks, or suspicious transactions he knows, he could reposition himself as a witness rather than a suspect. Investigators often care more about dismantling networks than targeting a single celebrity. By providing leads, Shatta could negotiate reduced scrutiny or even partial immunity. Though risky, this strategy could save him from harsher consequences. 5. Using public image and influence. Finally, Shatta Wale's greatest weapon may not be legal, but social. With one of Ghana's largest fan bases and a history of stirring public debate, he could frame the Lamborghini investigation as an attack on his success. Public pressure may make politicians and authorities hesitate to continue pursuing the case. Through interviews, live videos, and public appearances, he could present himself as a victim of envy and sabotage.